Cycle 3, day 5, we got dynamic effort lower body. We're gonna start today with some speed back squats. No box, regular back squat with bands. So if you have not lifted with bands, make sure that you introduce those slowly and intentionally. You don't just jump into high rep band work. Today, we have 8x3 with these back squats at about 45% on the bar and then 20% band tension. If you were to do the same amount of weight, let's say 8x3 at 70% on the bar, or 8x3 like we're doing today at 45% with 20% band tension. I don't want to say I guarantee, but in my experience, you will be more sore with the lifts that you use the band than the other one. That's just a stimulus to the bands and the way it affects your body. So what I'm saying by that is that be intentional and introduce those bands slowly, because it's gonna have a different effect on your body. Also, make sure you're lifting with proper form. So when you're at the bottom of that squat and you're exploding out of the hole, if you have bands on the bar, make sure your core is tight, everything is solid, and the reps are perfect when you're exploding out of the hole. I've said this before, but if you take 50-pound dumbbell and 50 pounds band tension and you let go at the same time, that band is gonna hit the ground faster than the dumbbell. It's the same amount of weight, but the gravity affects the dumbbell. The band is its own resistance pulling it towards the ground. It's gonna move faster than gravity. That's the stimulus of the band. But what that means is that if you explode out of the hole, especially if you haven't done band work before, it's gonna be a different feel and a different stimulus for you. And you have potential, if you're not tight in perfect form, it'll pull you forward, and that's where dudes can get injured. So make sure you're very tight out of the hole and the whole movement. Guys, we don't avoid advanced lifting techniques because the potential for injury may be higher. The potential for injury is only higher when we lift if we're not doing it correctly. So just make sure we do every lift correctly and with proper form and technique, and you'll be stronger for it. Do things the right way and it'll pay off. Do things the wrong way and it won't. But avoiding it completely is not an option. After those squats, we're gonna roll into some speed deadlifts. So it's at 60%. The goal is just to be quick out of the bottom, out of the hole. No band tension on the deadlifts, just straight weight. This week we're going conventional deadlifts. So we'll alternate every week between a sumo deadlift and a conventional deadlift with a different stimulus, getting that speed work in. For me personally, I don't wanna be dependent on any type of equipment, any straps, any weightlifting shirts, any of that garbage, any drugs. I don't want to be dependent on anything to be who I am. I want to know how strong I am as an individual without any other external thing. So when I do deadlifts, I don't use straps. I hook grip the bar. You essentially have a strap built into your hands by hook gripping. Is it uncomfortable to start? Yes, but you grow into it. So I learned to hook grip, and it transitions over into other lifts that I do. Anytime I grab a bar, I can hook grip. I don't have to have a strap. Because then what? If you don't have a strap, are you now not strong? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be dependent on anything else. I want what I have and what's available to me to be my strength. I don't want to be strong because of a strap or because of a drug or because of whatever else. Now, I totally understand that there are times where your grip's a limiting factor in a lift. So throwing a strap on, right, we can push the boundaries of our strength. Totally get that. But when we're lifting like 60% on a bar, we're doing certain things, we don't need straps. You're making yourself weaker by doing that. Just the reality of it. I also don't do a mixed grip. I do a double overhand grip. A couple reasons for that. I'm not gonna use a mixed grip when I do a power clean, right? When I do a snatch. Any other lift, I'm not using a mixed grip, so why would I do it on a deadlift? I'm training a movement that I'm only gonna use on a deadlift, plus the most injuries on deadlifts in your biceps and your arms come from a mixed grip. Like, why are we doing it? I don't get it. Does it make you stronger? Yes, because the bar isn't rolling in your hands, but hook grip will do the same thing. You gotta be strong with what you have. Mixed grip if you want. Me personally, I don't like it. I do use lifting belt. Lifting belt is not my brace, but it provides a cue for me to brace into. So I brace into the belt. I don't make the belt brace for me, right? It's a cue to make sure that I'm in constant tension the entire time. I don't need it and I don't always lift with it, but there are times when I'm doing speed work, I really like it because it just reminds me to stay tight and not compensate. All right, after those deads, we're gonna jump into some Glute-Ham Raises. So on a GHD machine, or if you have a Nordic curl machine, or if you don't have any of those, then use some sort of hamstring curl machine. We're gonna do 4 sets of 5 reps on the Glute-Ham machine. If you can do these banded or weighted, that's cool. I'm gonna do it just body weight and make sure I got perfect reps. All right, then we roll into our next superset. What we're gonna do is some GHD hip extensions. If you have like a 45-degree hip extension machine, most gyms at least have those. We're gonna do about 8 to 12 reps on that with a moderate weight. I'm gonna use 90 pounds in dumbbells. And then we're gonna go straight into some Romanian deadlifts, some RDLs with dumbbells. So I'm gonna use the same exact weight, 90 pounds, it's light. We're gonna go 14 to 16 reps on those. It's gonna be right after, so there's no rest between the two movements. This should already kind of tax your lower back, your butt, your hamstrings. And then we're just gonna finish it off with the Romanian deadlift. So it's not intended to be a very heavy movement. It's high rep, nice and slow, kind of feeling that burn and getting that pump in the hamstrings and the butt. All right, last superset for the day is gonna be belt squat. So, like I said, man, if you don't have a belt squat machine, which I don't have, there's multiple ways to get it done. Most gyms have some sort of boxes. Stand on those, dangle a weight from a weight belt, you got the same thing. Now, one thing I would tell you is you wanna be careful not to sit on the outside of these boxes and push them outward. When I go really heavy, I put them in a power rack, and there's actually holes, you can see them on the front. And I'll throw pins in it so they don't move at all, and I'm in a strong, sturdy base. I'll also put like that brace bar in front of me, so I'll use that for my hands so I don't fall forward or back. This is relatively lightweight. We're going high rep, about 14 reps. So I'm not too worried about it. Plus I like not having anything to hold on to, because I gotta make sure I stay perfect the entire time, so I don't fall forward or backward. This will start to dangle if you get a little crazy with it, and that's what will throw you off balance, but I kinda like that also. It's kinda like the earthquake bar concept, where you have to fight against this moving weight below you. So we're gonna do 3 sets, about 14 to 16 reps on this belt squat, directly into seated calf raises. Rest about 60 seconds, 3 to 4 sets. I'm gonna go high rep and lighter weight on these with about a 2 to 3 count lower. Do about 20 reps. All right, that's a wrap on cycle 3, day 5. This should have been a difficult workout, but we should have been done well within our time cap today for the 90 minutes. We're gonna finish the day with a sled pull. You should be sweating pretty heavy after these workouts. You should feel tired and spent. We do a lot of work very quick, back to back to back, and that's the intention. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this workout. Luke 12:48 says, "For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required." So there's a very important lesson there. One, strength is a responsibility. The more you have, the more that's required of you. But it also says shall be required of you. Meaning it's a responsibility, it's not a choice. The more you have, the more that's required of you. That should excite you though, right? But the reality is this, the stronger you are, the more potential you have. But your potential means nothing if it's useless. Most lifting programs, most fitness influence out there, it's all vanity, right? Because we use our fitness for our own physical image, which is not the purpose at all. Your strength is not for people to notice you. It's for you to be useful to help other people. It's a very simple concept, but it's also very difficult. Why? Because you can't be selfish with it. It can't be about you, it's gotta be about somebody else. So, to whom much is given, much is required. Make sure you're building the right foundation and you're building a tool that can be used of other people, not to glorify your own ego, your own pride, and your own vanity. We'll see you guys tomorrow for day 6.